Namaste to all, welcome back to Lively Homestyle. I hope you all are doing good. Over the last 2 days, I have been using up some fresh winter produce, especially amla and radish with leaves. So I thought I'll take you along as I make a few simple homely dishes. Amla is in the season now and so good for immunity. I started by making a light and soothing Amla Rasam or Nellikai Rasam. First, I took some washed moong dal. You can also use tuar dal. Added a tomato, enough water and pressure cooked it for 1 to 2 whistles. While that was cooking, I prepared the rasam masala. In a mixie jar, I added black pepper, cumin, curry leaves, a green chilli and a few garlic cloves and pulsed it coarsely. Then I added 2 to 3 chopped amlas and blended again, just enough to break them down. Once the dal was cooked, I added this ground mixture to it with a couple of whole amlas and let everything come to a boil. You can adjust the consistency with water and balance the seasoning as it boils. For the final touch, I made simple tadka of mustard, curry leaves and a little hing in ghee. You can also use coconut oil. That's it, such a simple soothing rasam. With some hot rice and crispy papad or fryams, it becomes a perfect comforting meal. I also made a quick omelette on the side and lunch was ready. Later, after finishing some chores, I made 2 quick amla pickles. These small white chilies, also called Gandhari chilies, are from my native place. I'm using them in the amla chili pickle. I started by steaming amlas for about 10 to 15 minutes, just until they turn soft and tender. For the masala, I dry roasted sauf, coriander seeds, methi, mustard seeds. Not to brown them, just to warm them up lightly. I ground this into a powder and added turmeric, black salt, red chili powder, some salt, then pulsed it again so everything mixes well. Once the amlas cooled, I removed the seeds and separated them into pieces. To this added a few slit chilies, the ground masala, some salt and mixed everything gently. Then I heated some mustard oil. When it turned lukewarm, I poured it over the pickle mixture and combined it well. That's it, simple flavorful amla pickle made in minutes. I make them in small batches and with very little oil, so after a day I store them in the fridge. But if you add enough oil the traditional way, you can keep it at room temperature too. For the sweet and spicy amla pickle, I heated a little mustard oil in a pan, added sauf, methi, kalonji and a pinch of ajwain. Then I added steamed amla pieces and mixed them gently. Then I added turmeric, Kashmiri red chili powder, black salt and some jaggery. At first the jaggery melts and coats the amla beautifully. And as it comes to a gentle boil, the mixture thickens and turns glossy. I let it bubble for a bit and once everything came together, I turned off the flame. This pickle is such a perfect balance of sweet, spicy and tangy and tastes amazing with roti, paratha or even simple curd rice. And that's how the day ended, with the kitchen smelling like fresh pickles. By night, I just cleared the dried dishes and put everything back in the drawer. Ending the day with a clean kitchen always feels good. The next morning, after finishing a few chores, I headed to the kitchen to start lunch prep. I made a simple winter thali using radish with leaves, bittergourd, beans, and carrot. And of course, the amla pickles from yesterday. Before starting on the radish, I prepped the bittergourd for palya. I know many people don't like bittergourd, but I have loved it since I was little. I chopped the hagalkai into small pieces, mixed in some salt and turmeric, and set it aside. This resting time helps reduce the bitterness. You can leave it for at least 30 minutes or even 1 to 2 hours if you have time. I had picked up some fresh radish today, and luckily it came with beautiful green leaves too. I started with radish sambar or mulangi sambar. Radish with leaves isn't available year-round everywhere. In many cities, the leaves are trimmed before selling. But in smaller towns and native markets, you will often get the whole radish with fresh greens. And whenever I find radish with fresh leaves, I feel so happy. It reminds me of my native. I started by pressure cooking washed dal along with chopped radish, the tender radish leaves, and a tomato. I cooked this for just 1 whistle so everything turns soft but not mushy. While that was cooking, I prepared the fresh masala. In a little oil, I roasted a few dry red chillies on low flame and kept them aside. In the same pan, I added urad dal, coriander seeds, methi, cumin, and a few curry leaves and roasted them well until aromatic. Then I added some grated coconut, gave it a quick mix and turned off the flame. The heat of the pan is enough to warm the coconut. Once the mixture cooled, I ground it into a fine paste with a little water. Now in a vessel, I heated some oil and added mustard seeds, cumin, curry leaves, hing, and a little roughly chopped onion. After sauteing for a minute, I added the ground masala paste and roasted it for a bit. Then I poured in the cooked dal vegetable mixture. Adjusted the consistency with water and let everything come to a nice boil. After checking the seasoning, I let it bubble for a few minutes and then turned off the flame. Next, I made a quick beans carrot palya. In a kadai, I heated a little oil, added mustard seeds, urad dal, curry leaves, and a slit green chilli. I also added a bit of chopped onion and sauteed everything for a minute. Then I added the chopped beans and carrot. Added a little water, covered it and let it cook on low flame. Once the vegetables turned soft, I added salt, some freshly grated coconut, mixed it well, and the palya was ready. Now moving on to my all-time favorite Bittergourd Palya. I rinsed the bittergourd pieces well and squeezed out all the excess water. In a kadai, I heated some oil and added mustard seeds, urad dal, garlic and a generous amount of chopped curry leaves. Since they are chopped, they blend in with the masala and get eaten instead of being picked out later. Then I added the bittergourd pieces, covered the pan and cooked them on low flame until they softened, stirring occasionally. Meanwhile, I made a quick masala paste. In a mixie jar, I took fresh coconut, turmeric, red chilli powder and coriander powder and ground it to a coarse to fine paste with a little water. Once the bittergourd was cooked, I added this masala and mixed it well. I let it cook until the masala dried up and coated all the pieces beautifully. This is the exact recipe I have eaten throughout my childhood, and even today I feel the taste is the best when my mom makes it. When it reached that perfect dry consistency, I turned off the flame. And that's our simple comforting thali for the day. I also served the amla pickles I made yesterday. They added such a nice touch to the plate. I really enjoyed making these seasonal dishes over the last 2 days. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon with another simple homestyle video.